want to maintain the pitches here without over pulling. So relatively even here. Just a little bit low here at the back. So we'll take the center of the low spot and let that pull a little bit here in the center of the low spot. And just let it go in that high spot there, and that should even it right out. So there's the high spot, and we have our slack here. So just kind of even it through the 4 straps that make up your high spot. Do the same thing. On the other side. Again, let it go in the high spot. So you have it relatively even now. Okay. So now we have the tabla is relatively even, the ring is nice and round, your braid is even. Pitch wise, it's relatively in tune. It doesn't have to be concert perfect, but no more than, you know, a 1/10 of a step out is preferable. Once you put the blocks in, there's going to be some difference in how much the strap stretches out in different places, so it probably won't be perfectly in tune once you get the blocks in, but the closest to perfectly in tune you can get it just by pulling the straps, the better off for the life of the drum it will be for tuning wise. Also, you want your blocks to all be the same diameter around, so we have a nice set of 8 even diameter rosewood blocks here. Now starting, turn the drum over, look for the back knot, and start with the next strap over. So the first under strap coming out of the head away from this, your back knot. And using your hook, lift, just slide the block underneath. And then count 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th strap, put your next block. the blocks in, and we put a thread. The thread is going to go underneath the canard. Okay, so now we have our piece of thread. Make sure it's enough to circle the diameter of the drum. Pick a spot, anywhere to start. I usually just turn a block to the side there so I can see when I come back around we don't get too much overlap. Using a credit card, slide that in underneath the canard, and you want to push it back so that you know it's just creeping up over the edge of the shell. So it's actually making contact between the sewer and the canard, but on top of the shell, not just floating over the cavity of the drum. You'll see that when you start to put this under, it will lift the canard up, and that lets the sewer vibrate more freely, giving you a longer sustain on your na and a more open kind of tone. If you have a buzz in the tabla, sometimes it's best not to put the thread there because it will increase the resonance and actually make the buzz louder. In this case, we don't have to worry about it. So now we're back at our beginning. I'll use the clippers to trim this. You have a much longer even sustain. Now we can do a little fine tuning here. So if you circle the drum and play na or tin, find the low spot, you can give it a tap up on the high spot. Spot here, low spot there. Now you want to take your strap at the bottom. I usually cut it off so you just have about a foot remaining. And lace it through the underneath here so you get it nice and out of the way. I'll usually go over the strap where you have your join there, just because it's too hard to get it underneath. But the rest of them you can go underneath. Up. And Bobby's your uncle. We have our low spots there because this is not tied off to the ring, so I'm going to get pretty hard here. And then this is the one spot in the drum where you're allowed to touch it with your feet, not with your shoes on preferably. So you can bring it down to the floor.